And we're back again for Citizen Sleeper 2, Starward Vector. And this is part 2 of my Let's Play. I've adjusted things in OBS for my audio, the filters. Hopefully my audio is better than the last video. If not, I'll have to adjust it in post. And also I hope the picture, everything about this video is better than the last one. Because I decided to watch a YouTube video on how to adjust all my settings in OBS when recording. I know, I should have just done this beforehand, but, you know, now I know. So hopefully things are better. Let's not waste any more time, let's just jump in. Continue. Really having fun with this game so far. Really impressed with it. I said this in my last video, but it's quite simplistic with things from the visuals to the gameplay. But simple for me is sometimes better. Having said that though, I can see why people might get a little confused about the dice system and stuff. I think I'm just getting to grips with it now. Okay. So I should probably spend these points. I haven't been spending over on push, but it's not something I fully understand, which I should. I know I'm a moron. So when I hit push, it will reduce crew stress by 1, okay. But at the same time, I kind of want to keep just leveling up my skills. Maybe you guys can tell me which is better. So, where do I want to go with this? Do I want to... Maybe I should just chuck them in Endure so I have high skill in Endure. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Let's max that skill out. So where was I at? So I still have some time here. I'm out of dice, so I do need to rest. I also need food. I'm still unsure whether it's more cost effective to buy food over supplies, but supplies cost me 15 cryo, so I think this one I earn the meal, which I don't want to do. And buy kelp cakes. So what does... So that gives me 1. So I assume this gives me a full amount. So in essence, it's cheaper to buy food, like 3 cryo cheaper. So that's what I'm gonna do. I don't have a hell of a lot of money, but we still have time at the station. One thing that I was checking yesterday was like earning a meal here. I was trying to impress Nemba by earning a meal, but the bars weren't going up, so I assumed it's because I was using dice that only gave me a neutral or negative outcome when I needed positive outcomes. Not really sure. What is this anyway? Engine components, okay. So we've still got time at this station. What is this? Scrap shift. Process raw scrap. I want to keep scrap, don't I? Because scrap repairs dice. Okay, and so do scrap components. Yeah. So let's just rest. I think I still have time here. The hunt, it increases by 1. -3 per try. I guess when I go to another station or another solar system, say, it goes down by 3, so I can risk another day here. Crew, Bliss. How come... How come it's showing Bliss but not Seraphine? I guess I'll set him to odd jobs because I don't need any fuel or supplies. Is there anything interesting on the ship I need? Don't need to repair any dice. Don't need any food. Let's end cycle there. Not exactly sure what causes the glitch dice. Let's have a quick look at that. Glitch dice. You currently have a level glitch represented. But oh, so I have one glitch. Okay. Your current level of glitch is represented by the glitch clock to the right of your dice. How much glitch is a penalty you gain from repairing dice? I haven't repaired any dice. Oh, and from Lane's attempts to hack your system. Right. So I need to roll one of those dices to get rid of the glitch. Well, not necessarily the glitch, but the glitch clock. So where was I at with things? I don't need to do a shift there. There's nothing I need to do there because I think it's just earning money. Supplies and fuel, I don't need those. There's no point buying food if I can earn it here. So I need to do this. But I need to make sure it gives me a positive outcome, I think. It's a gamble. Let's do it. Yes, nice. So why hasn't that removed the glitch clock? So nothing's gonna give me a positive here, but I really want to impress Nemba. Fuck it, let's do it. I don't even know what that did. So there's nothing... I can't improve that. I physically can't do anything there. So I'm going to leave that. Is there anything at the bottom? No. Residential block. Ceiling shift. That's more work that I don't really need. Oh. Headphones are... The battery in my headphones are dying. Just give me 10 seconds. There we go. We're back. So, yeah, so I need components to repair dice, so I think I need to buy some of these. So I'm going to buy 2 of these because I have 2 dice on the verge of breaking. Running out of money fast. Nothing to be done on the rig. Not while on a contract. Dice repair. So they're not broken, so they don't need repair. But I do have 3 dice left for a shift. So let's go and earn some money. What do I specialize in? So that one's good for me. That one's okay, but I want something that's I'm really good at to guarantee I get a positive outcome. Maybe the one at the bottom. So I'm really good at that. Right, that's what I'm gonna go with. There is a danger, but 11 cryo, nice. Lost 1 energy. I can deal with that. Oof, lost 2 energy. Not a problem. Okay, let's get some food. Okay, let's get out of here. Hidden wreck. Can't really remember what these are. Oh, that's for Eugene and Malik and the Springtide are being held on the far spindle. Oh, it's the water order for the captain. So, well, we met Eugene first, so let's do Eugene's mission. Okay. Why is Bliss referred to as they? Is that like a pronoun thing, or is it like, I have no idea. This is not what you promised. Seraphine turns to Eugene with a raised eyebrow. Looking out across the field of debris scattered around the small asteroid whose gravity has kept them here, you have to agree. Where do you even start looking? Eugene shrugs, unfazed. I said the wreck was hidden. Transponder off. No flight records. I didn't say it was intact. If you hear dogs, my dogs are playing in the background. If it was an easy job, I wouldn't have come with your crew. Could have just grabbed it myself. He winks. We all earn our share. That's definitely more than 1 wreck. Bliss is leaning towards the window, staring out at the glinting debris. I see at least 3, maybe 4. Different engine housings out there. Sorry if the way I talk, I get it. I'm terrible at reading, but oh well. We'll persevere. Hopefully this is good training for me to get better at actually reading out loud. Seraphine sighs. You really think there's something of value to be pulled from all that? I know there is. My tip-off is good. We just need to find the right part. He looks out at the wide field of debris. Of the right ship. Let's go get it then. Hold up. Seraphine raises a hand. Eugene, can you at least tell us what needle we are looking for in this haystack? What I know is that a wreck with an item of great value is out here. That's it. He unstraps from his seat. Are you all afraid of some hard work? Is that it? Seraphine starts laughing. So you're telling me we don't know what we're looking for, where it is, or what it is worth? Trust me or don't. Eugene shrugs. This will be worth your while. This is a hot tip. Sleeper, please. Seraphine turns to you. Exasperated. Suddenly, a percussive beep interrupts the conversation. All of you turn your attention to Seraphine's terminal. What the? He taps a few keys. We've got an incoming ship. The transponder just popped up. See? Eugene smiles. What did I say? A hot tip. We better claim it before they do. He jabs a finger at the readout. Okay, clock's ticking. I see a few obvious sights. Large bits of debris. Clear hull sections. We should focus on those. Bliss unclips from their seat and glides out of the cockpit. See you lucky kids in the airlock. Ready, Cap? Eugene slaps you on the shoulder and kicks off through the cockpit door. Turn to Seraphine. I do not like that guy. Seraphine shakes his head. Give him a chance. Seraphine turns back to his terminal. Hey, you're the one who has got to go out there with him. Look, Seraphine glances back over his shoulder. Just be careful. You nod and glide through the cockpit door, already trying to map the scattered debris in your mind. He said start with the debris, didn't he? So let's just take a look at this. Incoming vessel. Seraphine has detected the transponder of an incoming ship. Who is on your trail? And what do they want? So there's nothing to be done there then. Let's start with this then. Maybe it'll turn up some answers. Not really something I specialise with though. Let's try the other ones. What are these ones saying? So I'm pretty good with this one. And this one. So let's start with this. I have good endure, so let's try it out. Ah, God, do I really want to use this dice? Oh, shit. Fuck it, let's gamble. Ah. Not a good gamble. Not a good gamble. Let's try Eugen. Nice. I don't think my odds are any better with Bliss, are they? Yeah, they are actually. Not too bad. Let's give this a go. Nice. So we can use our push. Yeah, let's use that. Did that even lower our stress? I know it boosted the dice, but... So we cracked this. Wait. Sorry, guys. I got lost. Oh, no. This is the one we cracked, so... We need... the unstable cipher first. Okay. Which I assume is on one of these other ones. What are our... So let's take a look at the other one, see what our chances were on this. So, yeah. Shit. Come on. Do me proud. Ah. Oh dear. Just end the cycle. Okay, let's try again. God, I think I need to do it on this. On this turn. So it's fairly neutral on that end. I don't... scrap covered rock. I'm just wondering if this gains me some scrap, which... I don't want scrap though. There is something of worth among the remains that dot the asteroid. You have to find it. So let me just read the information quickly on this one again. Getting into this shuttle will take some work, but you swear you see the blinking light of a terminal inside. I got a bad feeling about this. Wait a minute. Have I got any points? No, I've only got 1 point to spend. I'm just going to go for this one and hope for the best. So this is where I excel, so we should do well. So maybe I should start with the lower dice and save my higher ones. Nice. So I can use another push, can't I? Ah, it adds stress, okay. I see. I'm silly. Nice, okay. So, I might as well just carry on with these. 100% positive. He's not very... Bliss doesn't really have the skills for it. Let's see, this is a big dice to throw at it, but it's guaranteed. Whereas this won't give me a... let's just go for it. Nice. New location discovered. Yeah, so it was just scrap. I should have just done this one first. Crap. I'm gonna use the push. I can take the stress. So Bliss. Let's see it. Yes. Nice, 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 nice. What's going on? I think sometimes the controller bugs out. Like oh, there we go. Let's see it, Bliss. Come on, come on. Nice. Got a lot of stress right now, though. Okay. Shit. Come on. Shit. So I don't have him anymore? Fuck. Is there no way to... Oh, fuck. I didn't just want to waste the dice, I wanted to put them to use. Eugene, you piece of shit, where are you? This distorted voice rattles through the ship as you are all finishing your breakfast in the mess. Everyone turns to look at Eugene, Seraphine already shaking his head. Vesna, he says under his breath. You suddenly recall the steel-eyed captain who confronted Eugene at the gyre back on the far spindle. Open this airlock before I do something I'll regret. As her voice echoes through the room, you realise she must be at the rig's entry lock, using the comms panel out there to speak into the ship. Eugene? Shoots you a resigned look. We should let her in. You kick off towards the door, but Seraphine drifts between you and the exit. Sleeper, you sure about this? You can see he is angry, but he's also looking to you for reassurance. Be ready. Seraphine nods, and his eyes darken. I'll be ready. Eugene follows you as you glide down the airlock and hit the control for the exterior door. Let me handle her. Eugene gives you a nod. This is my ship. He raises his hands in submission and drifts back a little. You watch as the airlock cycles and you see the silhouette of Vesna through the viewing window as she removes the helmet of her suit. You prepare yourself for whatever comes next, hoping that Seraphine is somewhere nearby. Thank you. Vesna floats through the airlock door. Her eye implants make it hard to read her expression. I prefer not to have to stand outside banging on the door. She turns to Eugene, seeing him behind you. But I also prefer it when my contractors don't try to screw me over. Let her talk to Eugene. Is this how you treat all your clients, Eugene? Promise to deliver the coordinates they helped you to find, and then instead, when you find out their value, go to another crew. to try to steal the prize out from under their nose. I knew you were an amateur, she smiles, but I didn't know you were an idiot too. Tell me whatever stories you want, Vesna. Until I am paid, there is no deal. Eugen smiles. Did you pay me, Vesna? Vesna looks frustrated. You know as well as I do that the payment was on receipt of the coordinates. Well, sorry to say, I won't be able to deliver. Eugen shrugs. Deal's off. You piece of shit. Vesna's hand goes to her hip. Now, you are a guest on this ship. Seraphine's voice comes from somewhere behind you. Let's all remember that. You turn back to see Seraphine holding a hull bolter at his waist, its wide muzzle trained on Vesna. Vesna lets her hand go loose at her side, abandoning her threat. Of course, she sighs. I thought you might all see the breach of trust in this situation, but I was wrong. Just give me a second, guys. The dog has lost her ball under the sofa. Okay, I'm back. I don't want to escalate this. On that, we are agreed. She backs a little towards the airlock door. Eugen. She looks at the freelancer. Don't think I'll back off. My team can find this thing faster than any mongrel crew. She smiles. First, the prize takes all. May the better crew win. She smiles. Indeed. Vesna slips back into the airlock and hits the control panel. The doors scissor shut. Eugen suddenly trembles forward as something hits him in the side of the head. Idiot. Seraphine stands behind Eugen, having swung the heavy muzzle of the hull bolter directly into his head. If you ever put this crew in danger like that again... Seraphine is right. Eugen catches himself on the wall. It's okay. He wipes a little blood from his forehead. I get it, that was sloppy. Your whole thing is sloppy. Seraphine bristles. This is how you get yourself killed. As much as I am enjoying this display of aggression and idiocy, Bliss's voice comes from behind you all. We still have a contract to complete. They push past to start suiting up. And now we have a competition. We should leave. Seraphine slings the hull bolter onto his shoulder. Cut our losses. The dog has lost her ball under the sofa again. Don't lose it then, Frank. Now wait. Eugen wipes the corner of his mouth with the back of his hand. She's just done it again. Frank, no she hasn't. The ball is here. God, dogs. All this and you're going to give up and turn tail. Eugen is right. Shit, Seraphine sighs. You're right. Alright. He glides over to Eugen and pats him on the shoulder. Time for you to prove your worth. I'll be watching. But I've lost Eugen, so what the f... I gotta take a pee. BRB, guys. Okay. I don't think I can do this. I was hoping I would actually get Eugen back the way he was going on. dokie. Please give me 2. Nice. Scrape the terminals. Banks of terminals line the shuttle interior. Perhaps there is something useful hidden on the decaying drives. Perhaps, perhaps, perhaps. Okay. So there's... I still don't have this. And this one is purely just for scrap. Gather scrap. So I have to do this one. And it's too risky to do that. Well, it's 50-50. Nice. Do I risk it? I don't think I can with the stress, though. End cycle. Ah, great. 2 broken dice. What the hell? So I can't repair it on contract. Great. Come on, baby, go! Okay, it's 50-50. Get him, Bliss. Nice. That's 50-50. 50-50. Oh. Come on, please, 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 please. Fuck! Ugh. It's a gamble. Come on. Oh, you Jin, you're useless. This is it. Now or never. So I've got it. Are we good? Yeah, baby. Come on. Please just give it me now. Don't make me go through more. Wrecked airlock. Okay, the wrecked doors grind open. Dark, dusty interior. Time to head in. Oh, so... we're pretty good at the skills required. Fuck. We're never gonna do it. What the hell am I gonna do now? Oh, great. Eugene, you slimy shit. How did you do it? What, I did it? The now familiar voice of Vesna echoes through the ship. The crew gathers at the airlock, peering through the viewing window to see Vesna's silhouette just outside. Seraphim puts a hand on the airlock controls. This time, let's leave her out there, he winks. Come to Glort, Eugene shouts back, holding a finger on the talk button of the comms panel. Leave us alone already. Stop playing games, Eugene. Vesna hisses back. I know you took it. We found the ship. The cargo bay was empty. How did you get it without us seeing? I have no idea what you're talking about. Eugene looks back at you. Did we take anything? There is a long pause, then all of a sudden Vesna's harsh laugh rattles through the airlock. It was empty all along? She cackles. We pulled a stack of component crates out of the bay, but that was it. You're even stupider than I thought, Eugene. These coordinates were a bust. She laughs again. Enjoy the trip back. The comms click off and you see her silhouette disappear from the viewing window. A tense silence descends on the crew. You know what? A tired-looking Bliss chimes in. I'm going back to bed. Wake me up when we reach Farspindle. They glide away towards the bunks. Seraphim gives Eugene an ice-cold look. So not only did you drag us into this fight, you did it for nothing. He is fuming. We got beaten to the prize, and there wasn't even a prize to find. Eugene is frozen for a moment, and you realise this is the first time you've seen him speechless. We're leaving. Enough of this. Seraphim turns to you. In 1 minute, we're out. I'll see you in the cockpit. He glides out of the room, leaving you and Eugene by the airlock. Oh, that's bullshit. There was clearly something there. It's because I failed it. I'm sorry. That makes two of us. Eugene looks crestfallen. At least, he begins quietly, Vesna did not get her hands on it. You need to start talking. Eugene sighs. Give me time, I will explain in time. He kicks off from the wall and glides past you up towards the cockpit. You watch him go, angry and confused, but with little more to say. There will be plenty of time for recriminations and arguments on the journey back to the Farspindle. For now, you just want to get out of here. So I've failed miserably. I don't think I've even completed a contract yet. Eugene has spent the journey back to the Farspindle avoiding Seraphim as best he can. Might be that he is afraid, but you get the feeling it's more likely that he has been making himself scarce out of a genuine sense of regret. Seraphim, however, doesn't see his behaviour so favourably. Slimy shit won't even show his face. Seraphim complains loud as he finalises docking. Put us in Spacer Cruise sights with no care for anyone but himself. Enough, Seraphim. Seraphim turns to shoot an irritated look, but as he does, you see his eyes jump to the door behind you. You hear the rustle of movement behind your head and turn to see Eugene in the cockpit's doorway, a rare, serious expression on his face. I owe you all an explanation. His voice is low and steady. Believe it or not, this was not my plan. Yeah, your plan was to find the loot in that wreck and split with it, wasn't it, big man? Seraphim glares at Eugene. No. Eugene gives him a tired look. It wasn't. Hear him out, Seraphim. Bliss cuts in from the back of the cockpit. Vesna has been searching for a ship. Eugene looks over at your heads at the Farspindle. An infamous ship. It seemed like she already had a ship, Seraphim interrupts. That was part of the problem. Not a rig. Eugene looks down towards him. A fraction drive ship. An interstellar ship. That seems to shut Seraphim up. And you don't blame him. An interstellar ship here, in the belt. That's tech from the core systems. Why didn't you say? I shouldn't be telling you now. Eugene's chat frowns. Word gets out that there's a factory fresh fraction ship somewhere in the belt. People kill for less. He shakes his head. Gangs kill for much less. You are telling me there's a fraction ship that no one has ever found that's been sitting here since when? Seraphine shakes his head. Since the collapse? Believe it or not, that's exactly it. Eugene looks to you. Vesna put me on the trail. She wanted me to find its location for repayment. He looks away. An old debt. But the moment I found the data that verified its existence, that confirmed the ship was out there, I couldn't give it to her. And that's when you found me. Why keep it from her? Eugene folds his arms. You may not have met Vesna, but you don't know her. You may have met Vesna, but you don't know her. Eugene meets your eye. She's one of the last people in the belt who should have a ship like that. Well, no one has the ship now. If it even exists. Need I remind you that it wasn't there? Seraphine shrugs. Your data was a bust. No, Eugene shakes his head. It was there, once. Those wrecks? Those were the ships that fought over the fraction ship. A bunch of Solheim corporates who wanted to get out of the system when it all came down. And that ship was their ticket. The Aphelion. The Aphelion? The Aphelion path. Eugene looks out at the Spar Spindle. It was there, but someone moved it, hid it, long before we got there. Leave the belt. Leave the belt? Sign me up. Eugene laughs. You and me both, Sleeper. Eugene inhales a long and deep, I am sorry, Sleeper. He looks at Bliss and Seraphine, and to you both as well. I wanted to keep this secret. I wanted to find the Aphelion path, and I knew that if I did, you would understand. Still, I was wrong to manipulate you. He bows his head. But I'm not done. He raises his head, his gaze hard now. I will find the ship, and I will leave the belt. How will you do that? Seraphine shoots him a sly look. With no ship of your own, and Vesna at your back. Eugene ignores him, and moves closer to you. Sleeper, I will uphold our deal. I will serve on your crew, and when I have news of the Aphelion, you will know. That is what we agreed. Seraphine turns to you. I know. I always say it, but this time you have to listen, Sleeper. Seraphine gestures to Eugene. This guy is no good. I've known his type. Don't bring him. This can be your escape too, Sleeper. Eugene meets your eye. Okay, you're in. Seraphine sighs, getting up from his seat. You've got a lot to prove. Passes close to Eugene as he leaves. You better get on with it. Eugene meets his eye, but says nothing. Once Seraphine is gone, he looks to you and nods. Thank you. He turns and leaves. He turns and leaves too. Quite the ragtag group we have here. Bliss nudges past you. I know you understand what a second chance means for you, Sleeper. They smile. But I am glad to see you understand that others need the same. They slip out before you can respond. You stare out of the cockpit at the lights of the Spar Spindle. You hope Eugene understands his mistake, and you hope even harder that Vesna doesn't hold a grudge, even though you know for a fact she does. You sigh. The bunks are going to need expanding at this rate. Man, I got high stress. Well, relatively high. I need to repair these dice. One second, guys. Need to put some more e-juice in my e-cig. Yes, I am addicted to nicotine. It's a horrible thing to be addicted to, but it is what it is. Lovely music, by the way. Right. Input one rare component. Oh, they're engine components. Okay. So, scrap components. So I need another scrap. I also need food. Oh, it only fills 4? No discount? Come on. Scrapper ship. Scrap shift. Ah. I did a shift when I wanted to buy them. But it's gonna glitch my dice. Oh, so it's gonna cost me 2 to repair them all. I think. Two to repair. What? Oh, God. So I need another 3 scrap. I can't afford it, though. I guess I do another shift. How much will I get paid, though? 12. Okay. It's still not enough. Frank, leave it. You keep losing it under the sofa, so it's your own fault. Silly pupper. That's gonna have to do. So I can't assign Eugene and Bliss separately to do things. They both do it. Let's try and salvage some supplies then, I guess. My glitch is really high right now. And why does my second dice have a line through it? They got me 1 supply. Surely I should have got more than 1. Like if I sent 1 person to, you know, if I've got 2 or 3 people doing it, shouldn't I get 2 or 3 supplies? Things are not looking good. Well, I need this money, and this is only going to give me 14 though. Maybe I need to do something more specialized. I do okay engineering, but let's take a look here. Signal station. I do really poor at those. And I do okay at these. At least there's no danger though. It says risky. What did the other ones say? Risky. Let's just do this one, I guess. Try and use this dice. I got 3 cryo. What? Eight cryo. What do I need? 24? Come on, please. Okay, let's get some more scrap. $22. Yes, please. How do I reduce stress again? My glitch is so high right now. Stress. Your stress tracks both physical and mental stress. Stress on taking dice actions while starving or using pushability on contract. 10 stress. The rig bunks. Okay. But I don't have any dice. So I must end the cycle. Okay. Rest and recover. How much will it... Okay. Pretty good. Come on, please. Please. Yes. Stress is reduced, but we only have 1 dice to do anything, and we need some food. We also need supplies. Ah, we managed to impress her too. Nice. The rig. I'm gonna need supplies for the journey, but I also need money too, so... I just go with supplies, I guess. And I've got another broken dice. Fantastic. I'm a little lost. How am I gonna get supplies if I can't afford them? What do I need to get to here? Oh, I only need fuel. But I guess it's a safe bet to have some more supplies. We also need to fill up on food, so... Ugh, these glitched dice, man. Come on, please. Oh, nice. Sleeper, Nemba wants to see you. You nod to the other volunteers as you wipe off your hands and clip your cutlery to the magnetic rack. You drift out of the improvised canteen on your way to the kitchen in the back. It was a busy shift, and each shift seems busier than the last. That makes sense, of course. You've seen the steady flow of refugees arriving from the inner system, and most of them, with barely a chit to their name, end up in the underhang. As you cross into the kitchen, you can still hear the rumble of the refugees' conversations through the hatch. The other chef leads you past the rehydrators and the hand-built centrifugal oven to a small office unit at the back of the kitchen. They knock on the door for you, then glide away to finish their own meal, leaving you to wait by it. You look around the small but carefully arranged kitchen as you wait. Your shifts here have left you familiar with the mix of improvised and salvaged equipment, some of which you had never seen before you came here. Come in, Sleeper. Nemba is perched at the desk, uplit by a small transparent terminal screen, reading glasses perched on the end of his nose. You've seen Nemba before, but not as much as you'd imagine you would like working at a place called Nemba's Kitchen. Even though there isn't a proper sign out front, everyone in the underhang knows its name. The man himself is more of a mystery. Apart from the occasional barked order at the busy kitchen, he is little more than a blur to you. Why do you work here? He barely looks up from his terminal screen, the scrolling text reflecting on his lenses. I like to stay busy. Nemba stops scrolling the screen and looks over his glasses at you. You do well here, Sleeper. You are fast, precise. You're doing good work. Goes back to scrolling. Is that it? Nemba squints at you. You tell me, Sleeper. That's my worry, Sleeper. Good workers like you. They move on fast. He leans back and looks at you. 10 cycles, maybe more, maybe less, and then they are gone. And the team? The team gets used to gets used to having them here, gets used to working at that pace, then suddenly they have to work differently. They have to pick up the slack, change jobs, change stations, and a few of them think, well, maybe it's time I moved on too. So what I've found is this: good workers are trouble, especially those who come and go, like you. He pauses, watching you. Let him speak. This place, it runs on consistency, Sleeper. Those that turn up every cycle, good or bad, they get the people fed. He takes off his reading glasses, inspecting them for smudges. Let's be honest, that ain't you. So let's cut to it. I can't use in the kitchen anymore. You're done. He shrugs. Sorry. But this place also runs on all those machines out there, on the suppliers I can rope in, the donations. Feeding refugees from the inner system is logistics. Feeding refugees from the inner system is logistics as much as it is chefing. He shakes his head. Which is why I'm cooped up in the back. So maybe you're gone. I never see you again. Okay, thanks for coming. We'll soldier on without you. But maybe you still want to be useful. Maybe I heard you have a ship. He smiles at you. Yeah. Maybe I heard you chatting. And maybe I have a little something held up in a place only a ship like yours can reach. I negotiated the purchase of some valuable inner system spores from a group that came from there. But they somehow ended up at the depot in Greenbelt. Nemba sighs. So if you head to Greenbelt and you find the delivery and you bring it back, well, Nemba looks at you pointedly. That would be helping. That would be the kind of helping a good worker, even an inconsistent worker, might be able to offer me. Nemba squints at you. Seems like the kind of thing that someone genuine, someone who wants to help for real might do, don't you think? He doesn't wait for your reply. But it also seems like the kind of thing that might sit on a list of priorities for so long it disappears and never gets done. I've seen that happen too. I guess we'll find out which it is. He deftly places his reading glasses on his face and continues to scroll the screen on his terminal. You know the way out, Sleeper. You turn in the doorway, slightly taken aback, and it slides shut behind you. You glide out through the kitchen, through the improvised canteen and the people eating and chatting there, and on into the cold, unhanged passageway beyond, all the time considering what you might do next, and recalling the persuasive glint in Nemba's eyes. So we have a new job. Okay, man. We have other things to do first. So where was I at with things? Investigate. Diagnose your frame. Help Nemba. Investigate Hexport. Okay. Where is this? Why am I not seeing that mission? This one here. Survey asteroid. Okay. One supply though. So I need supplies, don't I? I need to buy supplies. So I need to work for some cryo. I also need to do the gambler's friend thing there, so I will stick with this. Nice. Nice. It's risky. Nice. Right. Give me some supplies, man. We can only buy one, okay? At least we have plenty of fuel. So, let's head out to Ice-Rich Asteroid. Sweet. Maybe we can actually complete a contract this time. After our many failures. The asteroid looms large in the cockpit's glass. Light glints off the sheets of surface ice. The same glint that must have caught Malik's attention when he was fleeing the Conway countermeasures that damaged the Springtide. There's been no sign of Conway drones or mines, but that hasn't stopped Seraphim being cautious in his approach. You have to admit you find yourself searching the black void of space for a telltale blinking red beacon too. We're close enough to jump it down into down to the surface. Seraphim locks down the engines. I don't see anything on the scope, but I'll keep her warm just in case. Thanks. He nods without looking up from the controls. I say we core this snowball fast, Eugene shrugs. The less time we're out here, the less likely we are to run into anything Conway left behind. He smiles, simple. So, core this damn snowball fast. Core it. Let's try to remember these things. Sure, Seraphim cuts in. Fast means messy, and messy means more damage to the ice. We don't need to crack the shelf and lose half of the water we came to survey. Who said anything about messy? Eugene stretches, unclipping from his seat. Fast and clean. He winks at you. Easy. You unclip from your seat and kick off towards the airlock. The scale of the asteroid is troubling, but Seraphim assured you on the journey that the surveying it would let me restart. Sorry guys. But Seraphim assured you on the journey here that surveying it would be easy enough. Just take a sample from the deep ice for testing. The problem, he said, is getting down that deep. You'll have to cut away at the ice, dig yourself a hole, and doing so will create fractures in the shelf. The asteroid may be big, but it is held together with only a weak gravitational force. The more the ice is cracked away, the less there is for the force spindle to harvest. Something you doubt Malik will be happy about. Okay. The more the ice is cracked away, the less there is the force spindle to harvest. Okay. You push the worry to the back of your mind and get suited up. Something on your mind? Bliss drifts up beside you and pulls a suit from the rack. The job. They shrug. I don't want to jinx it, but it seems simple enough. Can't say rock, or in this case, ice cutting is my usual strength, but it's got to be simpler than slicing a hull without touching any of the internals. Bliss zips up their suit. We'll be fine. Bliss's reassurance that they don't have any experience with the job you're about to do doesn't exactly calm your worries. But the nonchalant attitude helps, especially when you consider the volume of ice you're about to start cutting into. Cheer up. Bliss punches you on the arm as you get into the airlock. Might never happen. The lock cycles and you find yourself staring out at the glinting surface of the asteroid. 1 second, sleeper. Seraphim's voice comes over the comms. I am seeing something here. Some kind of man-made shaft on the far side of the asteroid. Interesting. Eugene is stood beside you in the airlock, but in this vacuum you can only hear through the comms link. Crews sometimes stash goodies out on rocks like this. Let's go take a look. He pats you on the shoulder. Just hold up. Seraphim's voice cuts through. The survey is our first priority, and the integrity of the water ice. Hunting for buried treasure comes dead last on the to-do list. You can almost hear his eyes roll through the comms link. Don't get distracted. You squint at the rock and spot a dark recess just over the curve of the asteroid. That'll be the distraction, then. You refocus on the ice sheet. Time to get started. Here we go! Right, let's prioritize this. So where are our strengths? It would appear on this side. Although this one is risky, so Goddamn glitch dice. What dice have they got? Let's start with the good dice then. Nice. Eugene's not much help on this one. Yeah, he's not. Oh, something's bugged. I'm gonna have to... Oh, God. So it's 50-50. But I'm better going this side because it's risky, isn't it? Nice. Nice. Very nice. Should I use these? It's a gamble, but... Fuck. Let's just go for it. Damn. Come on. Nice. Nice. I've never been so tense with dice checks. Wait. So, the kitchen... But I have to use... Oh, I can't reduce the stress, can I, while I'm out on a contract? Or can I? Well, I've no dice anyway, have I? Okay, very nice. Let's go again. Nice. Let's try Bliss. There we go. Extract core sample. So this is where I excel. Let's check out how Eugene's chances look. Nice. Nice. Got a bit of stress, but not to worry. Nice. Oh, it's risky. Fuck. It says danger though. Come on. Come on, baby. 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 Yes. Now, should I risk this with Bliss? Oh, come on. Just gamble. Come on. Nice. That's more like it, Bliss. Get him. The sample core, a long and weighty cylinder of cloudy ice, comes up out of the borehole cleanly. It glows in the sunlight, catching the rays in its frosted interior. Nicely done, Sleeper. Bliss chirps through the comms. I've never cored an asteroid before. but the result is pretty. Let's just hope it's drinkable. Let's not melt it down for liquid refreshment just yet, Seraphim chimes in. It's likely packed with unpleasant impurities. The question is, are they the kind of impurities the Force Spindle can filter out? Let's get it up to the ship and we can run the analysis on the trip back. Seraphim pauses. And before you get any ideas about digging around on the asteroid some more, remember that if we break away any of the ice, Malik will likely dock our pay. You start the journey back to the ship, dragging the sample core with you. As you do, you look back down at the asteroid, wondering if it might be the bargaining chip Malik has been looking for. You'll know soon enough. So I can just leave. But... we do excel at endure. I think we can do it. I think we can do it. So let's end cycle. Supplies are empty. Okay. Cool beans, cool beans. Hopefully I can do it in one turn though. Nice. Nice. Very nice. Maybe I'm better with Eugene's dice. Yeah, let's try Eugene's dice. It's a higher dice. Nice. We got it. Scavenge data, scavenge hardware. So I have to focus on one of them. Oh, this is risky. This is really risky. I need to get 4 positive outcomes on 5 dice. Shit. Let's go with Bliss. Nice. Let's go with Bliss again. Come on, Bliss. Please. Please, Bliss. Nice. Oh, 50-50. Fuck. We can risk it though. We haven't completely stressed the ice. Nice. But we definitely can't scavenge data because we don't have the supplies to rest. So, did I get that? I got it, yeah? Or do I need to do both? So if I've run out of supplies, then can I still rest? I think we're still good because... let's see what happens. I'm on 3, they're on 1 each, so... we're still good, we're still good, we're still good. We can do this. Right, so it's me who's got the best outcome. This is really fun. I actually, it's so, again, I keep saying it's so simple but it's so much fun doing this. It just feels like there's a lot on the line. Come on, baby. Yes. I assume I'm not going to get very good results. 25% positive. Come on. Come on. Nice. Nice, 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 nice. 25%, okay. It's got the higher dice, so... Come on. Nice. Very nice. Come on, Bliss. Bring it home for the team. Come on. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Oh shit. A flickering screen catches your eye in the dark of the bunker. A distorted female face, further refracted by the surrounding ice, stares at you from the terminal with blank white eyes. You move closer, straining to hear her voice, but the recording is silent, or perhaps the terminal's audio output is broken. All you can do is watch the pale face as it contorts through the corruption and noise. It could be explaining some important secret, long forgotten, or just recounting a personal anecdote. It is hard to tell. Circles and curving arcs flash across the face. Graphical visualizations of orbits and flight plans, you squint at them, the shapes unknown to you. And then, as soon as it starts, the playback ends, leaving a frozen frame on the screen. A ghost face, circled by orbits. You slot a drive into the terminal and copy what residual data is left, unsure where it might lead you. Once it is done, you shut off the terminal once and for all. As you leave the bunker, the pale face flashes once more in your mind. Those blank eyes, the flat stare. Was that a human or something else? You turn the image over in your mind, unsure of its importance. So I still haven't got it all. Or did I get something or not? It's done. It's done, right? Wait, what is this? Solheim Data, Left Behind Corporation. I really need to check what I actually get from these things. But, scavenge hardware. I guess it was the Solheim stuff that I got. Well, anyway, let's get the hell out of here. On the journey back from the asteroid, you pored over the tests Malik had given you to run, improvising the necessary equipment from your mess. Each one produced spools of data, much of which you couldn't parse. Arriving into the vicinity of the far spindle, you broadcast these strings of data to Malik's personal terminal on the spring tires, as instructed. Despite all this preparation, you are still surprised when you find Malik standing at the far side of the docking tunnel as you leave the rig. Sleeper, he nods neatly at you. I thought it was better I come down here, away from my crew, to just discuss your findings. And the findings were? Straight to the point. He clasps his hands. Good. As I suspected, the asteroid was indeed rich with water ice. Thankfully, the contaminants can be dealt with. He speaks matter-of-factly, betraying little emotion. With the data you provided, I should be able to convince the Far Spindle administration of its worth. Then we're good? Malik smiles. That remains to be seen. Before I make payment, I'd like to ask, in person, if you saw anything else of consequence. Anything to share with me that might affect my dealings with the Far Spindle. He folds his arms across his chest. I would prefer not to have any surprises when they go to retrieve the water. There was a shaft. Interesting. Malik smiles. It is likely of no consequence, but if there is something of value there, it could play to my benefit. I will mention the potential of additional salvage to the Far Spindle administration. Given the data, it doesn't seem to have impacted the ice. Malik reaches into his pocket and produces a stack of cryo chits, bound carefully with a strip of paper. 250 cryo, as we agreed. You take the chits and quickly tuck them away. With that, our business is concluded, Sleeper. Malik nods lightly. I must speak with the administration to negotiate the release of my ship and then prepare for immediate departure. The Syndicate will be eager for my successful return. Thank you. Malik bows and turns. Should our paths cross again, I will see that it will be to your benefit. Boom! We got the money! Cha-ching, cha-ching, pa-ping, pa-ping! Hold on a second, guys. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Where is it? We're in the money!
Daddy, chill.
Yeah, boy! I'm gonna put the oven on for some food. I think the little doggos are hungry too. The little puppers. I'm happy with that. Sense of achievement, man. Anyway, let's continue. Sleeper, Seraphine catches your attention as you go to leave the ship. Can I have a minute? Of course. Seraphine ducks into a maintenance passage and waits for you to follow. In the narrow passage framed by loose wires and thick conduits, Seraphine looks suddenly small, trapped. He looks at an open circuitry panel as he speaks, avoiding your gaze. You see he is playing with a coin in his hand, nervously spinning it in the air. Since we cleared Hexport, I've been putting feelers out for something. He rubs his hands nervously. I've been in the belt a long time, and I came here alone. But back on Darkside, just before we made a break for it, I heard something. I heard someone was looking for me. He pauses, trying to organise his thoughts. Isn't one bounty hunt enough? Seraphine smiles. I don't think this is a bounty. I also heard something else. They said the person looking for me claimed to be my sister. He waits for your reaction. You have a sister? I did, yeah. Or I do. He shakes his head. But I don't even know if it's really her. Just because someone says they're my sister, well, I can't be sure. The thing is, I haven't seen my sister in a long time. I was still a kid when I left. So was she, though I don't think she would have liked to admit it at the time. He smiles to himself. You know you don't remember how it was. Back in Darkside, I mean. He sighs. But we were alone, you and me. Lane didn't let us out much, just to work, and that was all. So, when I overheard one of his guys mention someone was sniffing around, trying to find me, I didn't know what to think. He frowns, and then, hearing it could have been my sister. He goes quiet. He tried to recall that time. Cycles spent under Lane's influence, working for him in exchange for stabilizer. You close your eyes, focus, but the details flicker. The images collapse and reform. Has Seraphine told you this before? Was this all part of your plan? Wait, is this why you helped me escape? Yes, he shrugs. It changed things for me. The thought that she could be out there. Don't get me wrong, I wanted to get you out of there too. He pauses, and you sense he's finding this difficult. I know it doesn't matter now, but I told you about her back then, before. I'm sorry, I don't remember. It's okay, Sleeper, I understand. Since we got away, since Hexport, I've been asking around, speaking to spacers, traders, and like I said, something has finally come up. It seems whoever was trailing me left Darkside pretty soon after Utsubo caught wind of her sniffing around. I doubt they made her feel very welcome, but I managed to get a name. The name she gave, Luz, wasn't my sister's, but that doesn't mean much. It gave me something to follow. She bounced around the wash a little. Far spindle. Flotsam. Not sure why. He squints at a loose wire. The last thing she did was book passage to Wellspring on a Lortic freighter. That's it. How do you know this? Mostly ship manifests and port records. A few favours on the quiet. I want to go to Wellspring, Sleeper, to know if it's really her. And if it isn't, to settle what needs settling. Let's do it. Thank you, Sleeper. He meets your eye. I will admit it has been strange, reminding myself that everything we talked about back on Darkside, everything we did, it's lost now. He smiles. But I'm glad to see you are still you, whatever that means. Me too. He nods. Anyway, better get back to it. Seraphine squeezes past you in the corridor and glides back towards the engine room. You watch him go, wondering if your past together can ever be reclaimed. Your mind wanders to thoughts of Seraphine's sister. For a moment you wonder what it is like to have a family, and if you will ever know. New drive available, baby! So we've got 2 points. 2 points, 2 points. That music though. That music though. Bro. Bro. So me upgrading this will prevent the +1 stress. But it doesn't seem like a big deal right now, the stress levels. It hasn't really bothered me all that much. And neither is adding to the dice that I have. I'm sure it would help in a pinch, but I think I will continue to just keep upgrading my skills. That's what I'm gonna do. So we are in the Wonga. We got the Wonga, baby. So what do we want? Well, I need food, that's for sure. So let's get some food. Nommy nom noms. Nommy 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 nommy. And I need some. So I need 2 scrap components. Buy scrap components. Wait, rare component supplies. So I need. I thought I already had one. Okay. Let's go and repair that dice. Things are finally coming together. I'm finally starting to understand the game a little better. And I'm really having fun with this. Wait. If you are desperate, Bliss can make repairs with inferior components, but this will cause many glitches. Well, we don't want that, do we? Oh, so I didn't need to... Well, at least I have a spur now. Sweet. Is there anything I need to finish here on the ship? Let's have a quick recap of things. I still need to do this, don't I? Let's do this then. That's... I'm better not doing that, am I? Because it might not give me a positive outcome. the music. Here we go. I like this. This is work. Which I might do. Well, no, because I don't have great skills for it, do I? Well, I have okay interface. Not the best though. I am gonna need supplies. So wait a minute. 5. Let's hold off buying fuel because I think it's going to be more cost effective for me to use the fuel I have and then refill the whole thing later, because it says fill your fuel capacity in a single order. There's no point me buying 5, but I do need supplies. Wasn't something giving me a bigger cargo hold? Valves, line and pumps for increasing engine capacity and range. I don't think it's increased it though, has it? Or is there some... Is there something I need to do on the ship? Let's just buy those supplies. So... Yes. Oh, we're fast running out of money again. Don't need any food. Nemba's kitchen. We've got a mission to do for her. Ceiling shift. So we can go to that for spending our dice. Yes, that's what we're gonna do. Let's put in a shift here. Sweet. Let's grab some more food. Sweet. Okay guys, I'm gonna quickly just step away and put some food in the oven. I will be back in less than a minute. And we're back. Okay, so we can head off to another mission. Let's see. Let's help Nimba. slot, Sam. We'll go there first. Or fuel. Okay. Let's head across. It's hard to tell where Flotsam ends and the ship's parked. And the ship's parked at its many docking bridges begin. As Seraphine docks with the station, you realise that the rig now looks like it's just another piece of accumulated technology. One more bit of driftwood added to the raft. I love this place. Seraphine smiles as he shuts down the engines. You never know what you'll find. Looks a mess. Seraphine shrugs. It's not meant to look clean. You see Bliss eyeing the station with what looks like both horror and fascination. You see the seals? They point out some twisted assemblage of ship parts. Total cowboy welds. They could pop at any moment. Seraphine waves away their concerns. Well, that's just another outer layer. I heard there's 6 or 7 in all, so if one fails, it's no problem. He stretches and turns to you. You've got to taste some of the stuff they grow in old Takahi. He kisses his fingers. That's the good shit. Oh great, Bliss sighs. So many layers of redundancy and fallbacks that you have no hope of isolating a leak and fixing it. They rap on the wall of the rig. Sounds like a ship I know. Defend the rig. Seraphine joins in, the two of you shoulder to shoulder. She got you out of here, didn't she? He shrugs at Bliss. No sense of gratitude. I was joking. Bliss looks a little hurt and drifts out of the cockpit, shaking their head. You go to follow, but Seraphine puts a hand on your shoulder. Sleeper. He looks suddenly serious. Remember what I said about getting checked out? There are artificers. I struggle with that word. Artificers all over this place. It'll take a bit of searching, but we need to know what's going on with you. He meets your eye. I'll handle it. Good. Seraphine nods. It's important. I'm gonna go see if any of my old haunts are still open. He drifts out of the cockpit with a mock salute. Catch you later. You are left alone in the cockpit with a view of Flatsam's chaotic structure. You look over the multicolour plating. It does, you admit, have a certain charm. Okay, let's go look. So, let's use up this shit dice first. New location discovered. Let's come back to that. We'll do this first. Yes. Let's try and get this in one. Nice. Oh, let's do this one first. Okay. So I don't need any supplies. So that's work. I don't need any work right now. Is that what I just clicked on? So one's for supplies, one's for fuel, and scrap. Okay. So that's a contract. Buy a meal. I think I'll just end the cycle. What do I need though? I don't need supplies. I can buy fuel. Just do odd jobs, I guess. Sweet. Nice. The chaos of Flotsam intrigues you, passage to passage. It is the most incoherent place you ever visited. Plating, cladding, and cushioning of all kinds of conditions hides a forest of wires and ducts, interfacing in ways their manufacturers would never dream possible. Rooms are crushed cargo bays, flipped bridges and eviscerated engine rooms. Patchwork corridors are lumpen with messy welds bending worryingly along their length. It is, to put it nicely, a total mess. It's not that you don't like it, but finding an artificer among this chaos has been more than a little challenging. This cycle, searching these winding passages once more, seeing only scrap merchants and junk shops, you have begun to wonder if Seraphine had any idea what he was talking about when he advised you to come here. A sleeper. The voice cuts through the pungent air. Well, I never. You glance in the voice's direction and find yourself looking at a small booth piled with tech. Behind a fogged and scratched plastic screen is a meticulously arranged counter, the only clear spot in sight. At it, an older man with wet and wandering eyes sits neatly. Approach the booth. Jean-Mi tilts his head. I didn't mean to be rude. Please. And he bows a little. That's okay. He smiles warmly, almost bowing again. His hunched shoulders accentuating the movement. How? He pauses, taking care with his speech now. How are you feeling, sleeper? He beckons you a little closer. I am Jean-Michel. Though please, to you, Jean-Mi. I work with machines. He sweeps a hand above his counter where you see configurations of tiny parts. Mostly small ones. He smiles. I'm not great. Of course. He chops with his hand to indicate a stool with a leg bar, meant for perching beside his counter, and such is the clarity and persuasiveness of his movement that you obligingly sit. Your presence is a rare honor here. He smiles and looks down into his lap. I am sorry if it makes you uncomfortable. I am just very pleased to see you. Can I help you with something? I was more imagining I could help you. I can see your journey to me has not been easy, he says with genuine concern. You track his eyes across your body, noticing the scuff marks on your thick, vinyl-like skin, the replaced and broken parts of your body, the marks of violence. You pull your jacket a little tighter. Jean-Mi folds his hands one over the other and places them on the counter. I do not know what your experiences have been, but I want to assure you that I see you as a person, a being, a soul, shall we say, as valid as any other. You look at Jean-Mi, his own age and where is also evident. A life of precise and careful work shaping his body into a reflection of his process. You note his unconfident way of speaking, which betrays a certain loneliness, a lack of practice. It is his turn to feel observed. I understand. You are kind. The freakness of the remark takes you by surprise. He looks down at his counter and begins to take apart a tiny piece of machinery that sits there. Many years ago when I began my apprenticeship, I would find that whenever I saw something that, how to say, was not working well, I was fixated on it and its repair. He tinkers with the parts, twisting them precisely. Of course, the belt is filled with this kind of dysfunctional detail. Sorry guys. And so I was busy for many years with these small fixings. He smiles in reminiscence. But now I find that when I am interested in a thing that is not working as it should, he sharply twists one of the parts between his fingers. It is because it might have some quality not yet foreseen or undiscovered. He releases the altered object into the air where it ballically twists in a hypnotic display, like a spinning top whose movements are totally unpredictable. I've never heard that word before. Jean-May smiles at you, watching his hypnotic toy. I can see that you're in the process of becoming Sleeper. He catches the spinning toy between a finger and thumb. Let me aid you in this. What do you mean? Jean-May's precise hands drop to a device around his neck. He deftly pulls a pair of goggles up to his face, masking his wet eyes. Hold still, Sleeper. Something flickers inside the goggles, their face blank. Jean-May's hands play across buttons and switches on the exterior, tuning, focusing. What are you doing? Jean-May holds up a single stubby finger and continues to work. When the goggles are finally lowered, they reveal a look of concern on Jean-May's face. I think you better come inside. He kicks off from his desk and disappears. A moment later, you hear a rattle and a small bulkhead door beside the booth that you had assumed was rusted shut creaks open. Jean-May beckons you inside. Jean-May's workshop is even more cramped than you expected. As you enter, you are surrounded on all sides with netting holding bundles and bundles of terminals, servers, drives and cables. At its centre, a padded seat and a set of articulated arms mounted with sensors and tools fill the space. The seat, please. Jean-May gestures at it with a polite smile. What are you going to do? Not to worry, I only wish to examine you. It is non-intrusive. You tentatively settle on the seat, slipping your arms and feet into the straps meant to keep you from floating out of it in zero-G. Jean-May floats beside you. He looks across your body. There is damage here. I see that. We will get to that. But I see something else here as well. This is why you came. He looks at you solemnly. Yes. Though I have never met a Sleeper, I have studied them. I was lucky to acquire some materials from Essen Arp some time ago, in the interest of my own endeavours. He begins arranging a series of sensors around you on articulated arms. You are pleasingly distinct from those materials. His eyes flash with excitement. Am I right in thinking you have been modified? I rebooted myself. Yes. I see that your dependency on stabilizer, on the immune recording portion of its makeup at least, has been broken. He gives you a precise look. But that is not all. You are physically modified, not externally but internally. He carefully positions the final sensor. Your tracker is disabled, which makes it impossible for SNARP to find you. Congratulations. He smiles broadly. But this is not all. You have been modified, yes, but you are also being modified as we speak. You feel a strange claustrophobia at Jean-May's statement. Modified? Seraphim rebooted your system, ran the recording protocol, but that shouldn't have physically changed you. It only removed your planned obsolescence. That can't be right. Then you were not aware. He nods. I am sorry to hear that. Jean-May goes to a terminal and flicks a switch. Though the back of the translucent screen through the back of the translucent screen you see a nodal web in the vague shape of a sitting body, your body. These changes appear to be complex, subtle, but consistent. Jean-May goes silent as he taps at the terminal. The representation of your body rotating and unfolding in unsettling motions. How is this happening? How is a good question. He squints. How I am unsure of. See here. He points at a flickering representation of your spine, tracing a line towards your head. Your nervous system is growing additional nodal points here and here. Meanwhile, your emulation interface is growing an umbilical access port, though towards what end I am unsure. You instinctively reach back and touch the base of your head. As you do, the scan flickers and screeches with noise. You feel something there, growing, under your thick vinyl skin. You can feel a lump. Or is that just your imagination? You pick at it. John Mee sighs and shuts off the terminal. The changes are partial and, in all honesty, he gestures sharply at the sensors. The resolution is too poor. I need to run a full diagnostic. For that I would need... He drifts over to another terminal and brings up screens and screens of text and diagrams. Yes, some kind of medium to hold your suspended emulation. The access jack I can build myself, but we will need to bridge your emulation. John Mee speaks quietly, almost to himself. A ship mind would be ideal for this. Would have to be high capacity, a prime ship mind, Solheim in origin. Perhaps Helion Gate might hold records of any that were in the system. He taps at the terminal. John Mee turns back to you. Yes, the prime ship mind is essential if you wish further investigations to be done. I will need this above all. He thumbs the terminal off. I am sorry to say, Sleeper. I'm going to need a minute. Of course, John Mee busies himself with taking down the sensors and folding away the articulated arms. As he does, you try to calm yourself. You feel as if you have worms under your skin, and it takes all your focus not to pick at its seams. John Mee suddenly but gently places a hand on yours. Please remain calm. He puts a carefully restored rare component in your hand. This can help you. John Mee waits for you to fall still. Then he leans back a little, relieving some of the strange intimacy of the moment. For now our work is concluded. He meshes his fingers again and bows with a small head bob. But you are welcome. Anytime. Thank you. Of course. His manner seems to have returned to something more businesslike. A humble man who knows his customers' needs. You get up from the seat, a little dazed, and push away into the passage. Safe travel, Sleeper, John Mee says quietly, placing the promised list in your hand as he lets you back into the station. You leave dazed, unsure of how you feel about the instance of this man's particular kindness, but most of all haunted by the idea of the unseen process that are running within you. Part of you does not wish to know anything further, to leave this place and never look back, and another is desperate to immediately retrieve every object on this list so that you may know what strangeness is happening within you. For now you must steady yourself and find a way to continue. Seraphine comes to find you in your bunk. After John Mee's assessment, you find yourself drifting back to the rig, in need of familiarity and comfort of your ship. Of your own ship. Sleeper. He drifts in. He found an artificer? He hovers by the door, looking concerned. Explain. You tell him about John Mee, how he offered you repairs and ran an assessment of your frame. You described the cramped booth, the articulated arms, the strangeness of seeing your own body anatomized upon the terminal screen. Then you tell him your body is changing, growing, in ways John Mee cannot identify. That some process has been started and you do not know where it will end. You mention umbilical ports and nodal points, trying your best to remember the details of the things John Mee asked you to retrieve. Seraphine grows pale and silent. He shakes his head when you stop talking. Lane. He frowns. That piece of shit has to be behind this. Perhaps. For sure. Seraphine looks stubbornly at the floor. We'll get what you need. We'll find that ship mine. He nods. Bit of work here and there and we can make it to Helion Gate and wherever else. Thank you. Just say the word, okay? He goes quiet. Don't give up on yourself just yet. He smiles. Get up and get back to it. And with that he turns and kicks off down the corridor, disappearing from sight. You wait a little while, staring at the stained ceiling of the bunks, letting the thoughts settle in your mind. And then, when you are ready, you get up and leave, dazed, but with a stony determination growing in your chest. Sweet as a gnat, mate. Sweet as a gnat. Hibbity 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 hop hibbity. Okie dokie, what are we doing now? We have 3 dice, so there's nothing else I can do here, is there? I need to find prime ship mind. Engine components. So I've already got 3 of those. Wait a minute. Is it me or is that more expensive than back on... Can't remember the name. 54. Wasn't it 25 to fill it back on? Yeah, I'm not going to buy my fuel from here. Well, I guess I'll have to. So meals of 15 cryo. Work, that's work. Buy supplies. Is that it? I guess I take this contract. But my bring blah 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 blah. I need fuel. Let's buy a little fuel. I assume I don't need to get some food in me whilst I make the journey out there. So let's do some work just to use this dice up then. So I'm not really good at that work right there, but I am good at this. I actually got some food from that. Sweet. Okay. Is there anything I need to do? Let's head out to this. Confirm. I want you, and I want you. Confirm. Sweet. Keep your hands where I can see them. The voice crackles over the open channel of your suit comms as you near the stranded rig. You slow your approach a little as you move towards the ship. Its shape lumpy and skeletal in the distant light of the sun. A warm welcome bodes well for the rest of the job. Bliss shoots you a concerned look. You look up at the stranded ship ahead. Clearly they are feeling a bit exposed. We are here to help. Well, I figured that, the voice retorts. Otherwise, I would have put a hole in that shiny rig of yours already. You arrive at the side of the rig, inspecting the damage as you do. Half the hull plating and big chunks of the internal structure seem to be missing, but you have a feeling that this is not what you are here to fix. The airlock opens and you move inside, the interior all exposed, wires and metal framework. The systems wheeze and shudder as it cycles. Alma. Nothing of value here, so if you're looking to steal something, you're welcome to it. Alma greets you plainly inside the rig. You do the work that's needed and I'll let you take your half of the haul. Straight to business, I see. Ain't that what you're here for? Her face is as placid and unchanging as a rock. If you're expecting a tea party, you'll be sorely disappointed. Here's the short of it. Engines conked out on me, and I'm no engineer. Can usually get her going, but this time no dice. She looks between you and the rest of the crew. Surprised there's so many of you, to be honest. Bliss smiles sympathetically. Sorry about that, but don't worry. I've worked on these engines before. They give Alma a wink. I can handle this. Don't be so sure. Alma leads you towards the engine room, the layout of her rig much the same as yours. This girl is the sensitive type. You need to know how to handle her. The central corridor of the ship snakes in a way that isn't familiar to you, and you realise this rig is far more heavily modified than your own. Something that becomes all the more obvious when you arrive in the engine room. Rather than the rig's stock engine, a singular block and double turbine with feed lines between, Alma's engine is a mess of piping and feed lines linking up multiple Rorken components, welded to the interior frame of the room. Your eyes widen at the sight. Been adding to her since I was young. Alma smiles at the chaos. Might look a mess, but she purrs when she's running. Bliss is shaking their head slowly. Oh, sleeper. They let out a puff of air. This is going to be special. You struggle to tell if they are intimidated or impressed. Perhaps a little of both. That's about all of it. Alma gestures to the exploded engine. Get her running and you'll get your half of the haul. What's the haul? Alma glides over to the window set in the side of the engine room, and points to the corroded remains of a facility deep in the asteroid's loose, dusty surface. That there's the haul. She taps on the glass. As good a find as I've seen. The hall is a building? Building and all that's in it. Alma screws up her face. What, you too good for scrapping? By rights, that building's mine. Scrappers claim. Alma scratches at her mess of hair. But you helped me get her running, and you are welcome to take what you want from it. Up to a maximum of 50% of raw mass, that is. That's not what I expected. She looks you up and down, and you feel the first acknowledgement of you being a sleeper. I doubt it'll trouble one of you. Anyway, you're leaving with nothing unless my girl here is back in shape by the time you're done. She folds her arms across her chest, so get to it. You turn back to the engine, your eyes tracing the madness of interlocking systems. You are starting to have the horrible feeling that this contract is some kind of elaborate joke. Okay. So this is where we specialize. Sweet. Nice. Come on. Nice. We did it. The engine looks right. Can't be sure, but perhaps the job is done. You all gather it in Alma's rig to see the engine tested. The engine room purrs and chitters. It seems too warm with the sound of the engine, with the polyrhythmic vibrations that rattled through the open framework of the interior. You look over to Alma and you see her eyes are closed, a small tremble at the corner of her mouth. You look at the engine, Alma's engine, an object that you have come to respect over the past cycles, even if you haven't necessarily grown to love it. It is, as you see it now, a difficult thing to love. Whole parts of it make little sense, and its oldest systems, those now bypassed and made obsolete by newer additions, still somehow play an integral role you don't understand. It is unwieldy and unnecessarily so, and the accumulation of parts and patches from its long service makes it surprisingly fragile. Meanwhile, other sections have been welded and re-welded so many times that they are impregnable and will never be able to replace. It is uncooperative and prone to sudden outbursts of cooling fluid or even fuel. It is restless and will begin to leak when left idle for too long. It is always too cold or too hot, thanks to the coolant and the fuel, and it is hard to predict which it will be at any given moment. And yet, despite all this, it is an object you feel close to, that you feel a kinship with, because in the end, you too are an accumulation of broken parts, long outliving their operational limits. You too are a machine that has become a story, and a story that has grown beyond the ability of others to understand. You look over to Alma again, and Bliss is there beside her. You can see they are talking, but with the engine running you cannot hear them. You watch for a moment, Bliss now patiently listening as, in faltering words, Alma explains something to them. Bliss nods, and then suddenly they embrace, gently and with care. Bliss pushes back, and as soon as the moment has passed, it seems like it might not have happened at all. Nothing in the two figures' attitudes betrays the act, and the room seems unchanged. You try to remember if you have seen them speaking before, but you recall there are many moments when you were not with Bliss. As you watch Alma approach, you realise the engine is not just special to you, and that between her and Bliss, it might have been the bridge to a unique kind of respect. That's the job, Sleeper. Alma approaches you from the other side of the room, and you know where the payment is to be found. I believe that brings our business to an end. Alma scratches at her. Unless you have something to add. What brought you here? Scrap tends to bring scrappers to the places they visit. She sniffs. I knew there was scrap to be found here. Sadly, I did not know that my engine was about to take a turn for the worse. I appreciate the assistance. You are welcome to take what you want from the hangar, if you haven't already. You see a knowing shimmer in her eyes. I must sadly ask you to leave my ship. As the airlock cycles, you look across at Bliss and swear you see a tear in their eye. Are you okay? Bliss turns to you as if they forgot you were there. I'm good, Sleeper. Really good. They sniff. This place reminded me of why I do what I do, why I fix things. They look ahead. There's beauty in it. You find yourself drifting away from Alma's rig in a haze of thoughts. It's clear to you at this point that Alma's history is written all over this place. But more than that, well, you can't be sure. This story, it seems, isn't for you. You realise as you gaze at the broken remains of the facility that Alma never took any of her half of the whole. You turn back and squint at the cockpit of her rig. You see her there, looking out across the Wayland, still as a statue. It's an image that as you load into the rig and begin the preparations to depart, will stick with you. One that every time you enter the engine room of your ship, a room almost identical to the engine room of Alma's rig, will leap into your mind. A woman floating above the wreck at what was once her home, looking for a reason to keep going. Let's see what we can gather from this wreckage then. Component search. Gather scrap. Well, I already have components, don't I? Engine components, rare components. So I guess. Oh, I guess I need to do. Well, I don't think I need to, but I can do both. Is there any repercussions from this? Come on, Bliss. Let's see it. I don't think there's any repercussions from what I can tell. Apart from stress. Yep, let's just end this cycle. One broken dice. Okay. No problem, we should be okay. I tried to use the lower dice. Still gonna get a positive outcome, so. Let's see it, Eugene. Ooh. Right. Raw material. Good. Where is this raw material? Okay, let's try this. Let's see it, Bliss. 25%. What does mine say? Samesies. Let's do mine first. Hidden treasures. Where is that? What did I gain from that? Let's try again. Fuck. Nice. 4 supplies. Oh. Looking at the wrong thing. You rest a moment, taking a breath from dragging the plates you've cut across the asteroid's surface. You find yourself looking up toward Alma's rig, still there on the edge of the crater, wondering if she's watching. With her engine fixed, you half expected her to leave immediately, but she remains there on the horizon, unable to leave this place. As if in response, your comms channel buzzes. A nice party you got there, Alma announces herself on the open channel. We'll make scrappers of you kids yet. That scrap will earn you a pretty penny if you know what you're doing, she continues. Holmes Rock's always a good place to offload. I'll give you that for free. Holmes Rock. You look at the stack of ragged torch-cut plates as they are loaded up into the rig's cargo hold. And you have to admit you do feel a little pride at the work done. Thanks. You earned it. You glance over at your shoulder at the cockpit of Alma's rig, where you can see her watching. What are you doing out here? There's a click on the open channel as it closes, and Alma seems to take a moment to consider her response. Let me ask you a question, Sleeper. She clears her throat. What do you think this place was? A Solheim facility? Alma coughs and splutters. Oh hell no, this place ain't old enough or solid enough to be from before the collapse. She sighs. Plus those old corporate types preferred much grander projects than a tin pot hanger on a dusty rock. Alma goes quiet for a moment. But you wait, getting the feeling there's still more to be said. See the old arrays on the far side? You turn and look up the rock towards the broken frames and panels you can just make out in the dust, catching the sun's weak light. Those were the first priority. Get power running. Recharge the cells for the excavators and the welders. Turn the scrap into something livable. She falters and coughs. Look at them now. You see the tumbled down collection of panels. They look like they were scattered by a careless hand, discarded without much thought. The comms channel clicks off, and you see the distant silhouette of Alma drift from view, out of the cockpit of her rig. You turn back to see that the scrap has been loaded into the ship. You're half of the hull, though you suspect this place is more than just a hull to Alma. Yeah, so I've still got one more to do though, so let's just end the cycle. Hidden treasures, baby! There is a hiss and a rush of stale air as the sealed bay, deep in the facility's tunnels, opens for the first time in years. The beams of your suit lamps reach into the dark, picking out waves of dust and debris. They reveal a small bay, big enough for a shuttle, but not a rig like yours. As you glide inside, those same beams catch on the frame of something that sits at the center of the bay. It is wide and flat, with a cylindrical central section that runs its length. As you move around it, looking at the sections of plates and open frame, you realize it is a ship, or at least it was. This frame, filled with rusty components and partially covered with old hull plates, suggests a fast ship, an arrowhead designed to cut through debris and even atmosphere. You float up a little to see into its central cylinder, and your lamps reveal a cockpit outfitted for two people, one sat behind the other. The seats are carefully upholstered, and you realise this was a labour of love. The whole ship, in fact, seems built by hand, a custom model with little function out here beyond looping around asteroids for the thrill of it. Looking closer, brushing away the surface corrosion, you see flames painted on the hull plates in curling patterns, the brush strokes visible even after what must have been many years. As you inspect the half-finished ship, a sense of quiet wonder keeping you silent, you notice a glint towards its rear. You approach it and see an engine, all interlocking tubes and flared vents. It is unlike any you have ever seen, but the holes in its sides suggest it may never have been finished. Those holes are the source of the glint. You reach in and pull out some strange-looking engine components, each pristine and complex. You hesitate for a moment, suddenly feeling like you shouldn't be disturbing such an intimate project. How many hours have I done on the game so far? 8 hours. But it occurs to you that nothing would please the person who built this ship more than seeing these handmade components put to use. You secure them to your suit and push away from the ship. As you leave the bay, you turn and take one last look at the treasure inside. It's possible that it never flew, or perhaps it was in the middle of an extensive refit when this place was abandoned. Either way, its flying years have long since passed. And now, with the bay open, it will corrode much faster, melding with the animized scrap of this place in mere cycles. You suppress a shiver and then start to journey back to the surface, aware of the components dangling at your side. So we got it. We're done. We're done, baby. We're done. Charlie, get down. Stop doing that. You're gonna end up falling. Right. Let's get the hell out of here with our juicy haul. So, we're done here, right? There's nothing else within this space that we need to... So we need 4 fuel to get back. So this is just work. I'm just having a scan through things so I can use up my dice on something. Guess I don't need to do anything there. I'm gonna need fuel. I'm sure it was 25 cryo for 5 fuel back on the other station. But what 10? I'll just buy 4 for now. I don't need any food. I can come here for work. I don't need supplies. I think that's it, so I might as well do a shift here and spend these dice that I have. Okay. Let's get out of here. Well, we're back here again. What's the name of the place? Spindle or something? I forget. So, let's have a look at our missions. Helion Gate. So it's at the next one I'm going to then. So what do we need? Or fuel. Right, let's get some supplies and fuel. Yeah, it was 50. So it's 10 cryo cheaper. Let's fill our supplies. Anything that I need to finish? Yeah, I do need to do this. poor intuition though. I don't think it's worth doing. Neither is this. Don't need food. Ceiling shift, so that's where I can put in some work. I might as well keep hold of this scrap. What is with the hidden treasures though? Where did that go? I don't need to buy anything. Might as well just do a shift, a couple of shifts here. I need to repair a dice, don't I? So which rare component? Could I buy rare components from... No, just scrap. Okay. Let's move on to the next system then. Hellion Gate. Hellion Gate hangs over the rig. Its corroded arches resemble the dislocated vertebra of some vast, long-dead serpent. That's one big, ugly scrap pile, Seraphine whistles from the pilot seat. Solheim didn't like to build them small. My controller's gone funny again. What was it for? Seraphine shakes his head. System's biggest door, only opened if you ask nicely. Got to be big if you want to fit every ship that visits the system through it. Bliss cuts in from the dock of the cockpit. Impressive, really, building something so massive out here. Solheim liked to impress visitors, sure. Seraphine leans forward, looking for the best place to enter the structure. Sorry, I keep burping. I'm drinking a can of Coke right now. But they also like to scan entire ships and impound those that didn't enter through the gate. Seraphine catches your eye, looking for some agreement. Not the most admirable qualities. It seems pretty impressive to me. Seraphine shakes his head. Gotta say, I'm surprised to hear a sleeper impressed by corporate infrastructure. Don't let him bait you, sleeper. Bliss rolls their eyes. Solheim were cruel and ruthless, but without them, this system would just be two gas giants and a load of rocks. No harm in recognizing it. You look out of the cockpit towards the gate, its layers of systems and rooms slowly opening to the void, peeling away cycle after cycle to reveal the bones beneath. This is where Jean-Mi mentioned you might be able to find the location of a ship with a prime ship mind, among the old shipping manifests and Solheim records. You look over the towering structure of the gate. This is going to take some work. Suddenly, a flash high up on the gate catches your eye. A light turning on and off again for a moment. You lose track of it. Is this place inhabited? Seraphine raises an eyebrow. I doubt it. He winks and smiles. You hoping for a station-side bar? I have a feeling you'll be disappointed. Unless we find an executive's old liquor cabinet. Bliss pats you on the shoulder and drifts out of the cockpit. Time to see what secrets the gate has left. Okay. Let's get rid of this glitched dice first. Oh shit, maybe I should have eaten before I came here. I wonder why I can't get my crew to help out. Seems easy enough, but what's the catch? Just readjust my seat and get comfortable. Move my microphone. There we go. In the dark and airless void of the archives, something flickers. You have been working in the dark, picking through the guts of corroded machines, skimming the data in their corrupt memories, digging through a graveyard in search of ghosts. But now, with another flicker, the place begins to come back to life. All along the rows of benches, some of them crushed by fallen ceiling panels, terminals begin to flicker into uneasy life. A cacophony of distorted sounds accompany the machines, of some of them immediately glitch and spark. Did you do this? You stand frozen as the archive glitters around you with a million shipping entries. The stream of information is overwhelming. Node graphs drawing out routes and inventories tracing a web around you in pale Kion. Suddenly, they all shut off. The terminals blinking out together, leaving a single translucent screen glowing softly in the dim room. And in that dim room, drifting towards you out of the dark, you see a figure. Is this what you are looking for? The voice crackles aggressively through your suit's local comms. Who are you? Sleeper? Is that you? It's Junie! Junie's back! You hear Junie's voice now, tense and unsure. She stops beside the single online terminal, her suited form lit in pale light. Junie! You hear the smile in her voice. Good to see you again. She pauses and glances around, though the venue is a little unexpected. What are you doing here? I'm searching these archives too, although slightly less forcefully than you. I did have this whole speech prepared for whatever salvager was ripping through these archives so messily, not to mention aggressively. But now that I know it was you, well, I'm just glad to see you. The dogs are play fighting in the background, sorry. Although you really need to be more careful. You could have taken the entire archive down the way you were working with it. These machines are decades old. You can't just rifle through them like they were a scrap pile. I saw the pattern of your queries. A prime ship mind equipped ship. Still operational at the collapse. Last located in the region around Helion Gate. You can feel how pleased she is with herself from here. That about right? Nicely done. She nods. Would you expect anything else? That's why I did the hard work for you. Junie beckons you over the lawn lit up terminal. You drift over and see a single point, a faded transit trail beside it, sunward from the Helion Gate. Something like this, maybe? She smiles and steps aside so you can see the screen. You check the info pane beside the map. Shipmind in use. Abandoned by all hands after the collapse. Tantalizingly in reach. Something like that. She shrugs. Well then, it's yours. But Junie turns and in the glow of the terminal meets your eye with complete seriousness. The question is, what do you want it for? Explain about your body. You tell her what John Me told you about your shifting body, transformed by some unknown influence, about the need for a prime ship mind to house your emulated mind while he runs a diagnostic process. She is silent for a moment, unsure how to respond. I'm sorry, Sleeper, but I think I can help you. I want to come with you. Junie gives you a strong look. You know how often someone gets out to one of those old Solheim wrecks? They are more trouble than they are worth, but contained inside, there's an entire history to uncover. Uncover and take, you mean? This isn't like last time, I promise. I have no interest in the ship mine, but everything else? It's too big a chance to pass up. I know I can't force or trick you into taking me. That's why I wanted to offer you this instead. She indicates the terminal, still showing the ship's final resting place. I hope that maybe, if it helps you find what you need, it would show I can be trusted. She smiles. Thank you for saying so. I'll send the coordinates to your ship, and I'll be hanging around the gate until you're ready to leave. She shifts in front of the terminal and plugs in her deck, tapping away at rapid speed. If you need to go get supplies from the spindle or anything else, I'm fine. She folds her arms. I'll wait. But if you go on this job without me, I'll get the message. She shrugs. You won't see me again. With that, you leave her in the archive, extracting data as you ascend back to Helion Gate's upper levels. New local crew available? Well, of course I want Junie. I mean, we had a disaster at the last job, but why wouldn't I want her? Unless that's going to bite me in the ass later, I don't know. New location discovered. Derelict fuel barge. Scavenge fuel. I don't need fuel. Starving. Ah, shit, I should have eaten something. Never mind. That'll do. Okay. The girls are play fighting right next to me. They're crazy. Crazy dogs. Just give me 1 second, guys. Sorry. For fulfilling my addiction to nicotine. Nice. So, scrap and data. What am I good at? So I'm good at getting the scrap. And what's this? Supplies. I don't need supplies though. We came prepared. Which is more valuable to me right now? I guess maybe the fuel, because then I don't have to pay for it. Nice. Well, let's try for some supplies then. Try and get at least one out of it. Whoops. And that's it, I think. I could stay for another cycle though, couldn't I? Maybe I should. I think maybe... Yeah, let's... Whilst we're here... Because I need to head back to... Oh. So I need to go there. Okay. What's the deal with Sol? Oh, it's Solheim Data. Data left behind for corporation that once owned Helion. Which is more valuable? Whoops. Need food. And what's this one again? Supplies, okay. Well... How long can I stay here for, though? Before I run out of something? I guess I can stay here for a while. I assume. Hungry again. I might as well just keep going. Source more supplies, yes. I guess I have to be careful I don't break too many dice before I head to the next place. But I'm not on a contract, so... I guess this is the sort of thing I specialize at, being an extractor. I should probably already know that by now. I'm aware that the hunt thing is building up, but I can do 2 more cycles and then it should go down by 3, right? Hopefully. I just hope I can repair dice at the next place. Goody good and drops. Let's get some more food. This song's brilliant. Nice, got full energy that time. Do one more run and then we're getting the hell out of here. I keep forgetting about my push. Ooh, these are not good results. That really messed up my energy. Okie dokie. so let's eat. And then let's leave. Do I have any indication of about who's the best to have with me? Wait a minute. So good endure. I have good endure. Okay. So I don't really need you, Jin. Confirm. Let's go. Right. We're too far sunward, Sleeper. Seraphim turns back to his chair to look at you. I don't like it. It's hard not to agree. The coordinates Junie found have drawn you out of Helion Gate, and almost out of the belt completely, into the soft, rubble-strewn transition with the Helion system, to the edge of Conway-controlled space. That's why the ship is likely to be untouched. Junie surveys the wreck coldly. It's too far sunward for belt traffic to run into. And now with Conway drones patrolling the edge of the belt, it's even less attractive as a salvage site. Lucky us. Junie eyes you, trying to detect if you are being sarcastic or not. I doubt anyone has been here in decades, so actually I would say we are lucky. We need to be quick. Agreed. Seraphim flicks a few switches. We should assume the wreck is being watched, or at least is on a patrol route. As you look out at the twisted wreck, you swear you see a red light, blinking between the stars. You exchange a look with Seraphim. He has seen it too. We better get to it, Sleeper. Seraphim begins unclipping from his seat, quickly and quietly. From what I understand, Conway drones run on automatic until they detect something of interest. Junie unclips too. So as long as we are quiet, we don't have to contend with an operator. Just automated search sweeps. So if we are detected, we will be killed by a machine, not a person. Phyllis shakes their head. I don't find that very reassuring. They get up out of the corner seat and glide towards the back of the ship to get suited up. You drift out of your chair and head towards the airlock, unable to shake the feeling of being watched. Being here is a risk, you know that, but you need this ship mind. So no matter what happens, you won't be leaving here empty-handed. So let's get it! Actually, I'm gonna leave it there for today, guys. I think I've been playing the game for like 3 or 4 hours. Plus it's getting late and I want to get this video edited and uploaded to YouTube. So thanks again for tuning in. If you made it this far, I realise they're very long videos. Do the usual, like and share and stuff, you know. I'm a very small channel, and I enjoy what I do. Really enjoying the game so far. I know it's a very it's an indie game, obviously. Not a lot of people play it. I mean, I wonder. I'm actually curious as to how many people do play. You know, whether it's in the tens of thousands stuff. I don't even know if it's on console. But as I said when I first started playing the game, I don't know a hell of a lot about it, which is a good thing, because everything has been a sort of surprise so far, and it's been a good surprise. I think the game is genuinely very good. And even though I said in my last video that the only drawback for me is that it's not voiced, I have to read everything, it's been more immersive and been better in many ways for me to be reading out loud. Not just for your entertainment, but for my own. I actually feel like I'm connecting more with the characters. When I speak in my mind, I'm almost hearing a different voice. Like I'm trying to attribute a voice to each character, as though they are in a way speaking. Anyway, I'm rambling. I know, I always do this. I always try to start and finish videos with a bit of a talk. But I think especially at the start of videos, people just want you to jump in and play the game, so I've averted from that. But I guess for me, I want to give a conclusion to each of the videos to let you know how I'm feeling about the game, what I think so far. And I think maybe I'll probably do like a review or something after it all. Who knows? We'll see when we get there. I guess I'm taking things very slow too with the game. I'm sure I heard the game is like a 12-hour game, and we're about 8 or 9 hours in, and I don't even know if we're halfway through the game yet. It certainly doesn't seem like we're at the end, so we might have quite a long way to go yet. But I'm having fun with it. I'm loving it. I actually was concerned going into this for the most part blind about the game, that I would pay for the game, have big plans of doing videos for it on YouTube, and then disliking the game straight away and being like, I've wasted my money, I've wasted my time. But again, the game is brilliant. Anyway, that's enough of me rambling. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.